XRP, we start with 1 hour chart. Just I want to give a quick update. First of all, whoever get the trade either from this correction, or anywhere from this move, they have to move their stop loss to break even if they want to keep the trade. Okay. And beside that, if we refer to our analysis, since the price was within this move, we put this line. We mentioned we're looking for the breakout of this correction with the breakout of the previous low, because we mentioned we want the price to break this correction in relative to this for the last wave. Then from there, if we get a reversal, we can look for buy. As we can see, the price drop. And I mentioned if we want to look for trade, having a trade below this move or here can be one of the way to look for trade, but we didn't add as option in our trade analysis in my last video. I say I'm not going to add this one because of the risk, because since it's really risky. That's why I mentioned this kind of if we want to look for the reason we put our analysis, we want to look for trade setup. That's why we mentioned if we get any chart with the breakout of this with the flag, we can look for trade. That means this is the only way we could look for trade. And whoever get the trade from here, if they want to keep the trade, move their stop loss to break even. Because if we refer to the indicators, we see we have a divergence. It's losing the momentum, but the way it's dropping is really sharp. Because if we want to put this one in relative to this, that means we can expect the price drop some more. But what we're looking for, if we get a reversal, how deep it can go, whether this is the start of the down move, we cannot confirm right now. Okay, and right now we cannot look for sell or buy because we don't have any trade set up. Simply we cannot buy or sell. The only thing is whoever get the trade, they start to manage. And if we move to higher time frame, we want to see what we have based on higher time frame. If we move to the weekly chart, the only question is whether this is the start of the down move and similar to what we get here. Mostly what I can see, this drop is because of the Bitcoin, and most of the charts they follow. And that means most of the charts we get this down move. The question is whether the crypto crash, similar to what's happened here. I don't want to say it's yes, we cannot confirm. But the only thing is, for sure, if we get any reversal, any trade setup for buy, this is what we are looking for. Okay, the only question is if the price, whether the price can enter this soon or not. This is what we don't like it. If not, maybe we can look for a reversal. But right now we don't have any trade setup and the selling pressure is very high. That's why we have to wait for the trade setup. And we want to see how we can look at the chart. And if I move to daily chart, if we refer to our analysis, when the price was within this move, we mentioned, can we put this one as a correction in relative to this for one more drop? Again, if we refer to our analysis, I mentioned we can expect for this, but that times I think the price was within this move, down move, and even after we get this up move, we mentioned about that. All right, that's why we mentioned if we're looking for buy within this correction, we have to be really careful. If we see there is no continuation, we have to start to we have to manage, and we have to look for the trade setup, and it's happened. Now, how deep it can go? If we put our fib, just approximate whatever I'm putting here, it's not exact value. All right. If we consider this is the correction in relative to this, still we have ways for the 27%. What is the value for the 27%? Around 63 cents. And the following by 61, I don't think the price is going to retest the 26 cents because in case the crypto crash, because all of them following each other. But the next level, maybe we can look for if there is it keep the selling pressure is around 63 cent. Okay. By the way, we're not looking for trade, especially for sell, if we don't get any trade set up. All right. And for sure, if we get a reversal in terms of the risk and reward, it can give us better trade. Okay, the only question is right now, one is how deep it can go before we look for reversal. And right now, can we put this one as a first wave and this one turn to internal correction, internal flat? Because we can put this one in relative to this for one more drop. How about the bigger picture? Can we put this one as a flat in relative to this? Okay, if this is the correct one, that means we have to, the price can reverse, even if the price take 63 cents. But what we want, we don't want the continuation to see the breakout of this correction. That means we don't want the price to drop to 40 cents. If the price drop to 40, then we consider as a crash, the market crash. Already dropped a lot, but still we can put this one as a flat in relative to this. Right? This is the zone I'm looking for, which is really risky, between 40 to 63 cents. That's why we don't want the price to break the lowest price of this correction. Okay, now we want to see how we can look for trade. In this case, the only thing is whoever hold the XRP at the higher price and they couldn't take out, if they can keep, it's better for them to keep. They shouldn't panic because we have seen this kind of the sharp move. Even here we saw it. All right, because if the reversal can be really sharp. That's why I was keep highlighting, if we get a reversal, we will be more happy to look for buy. Okay, how about if we refer to forward chart? Indicators doesn't show us any information. Even we cannot look for the divergence. All right, unless we put this one, which is not really accurate, because we should consider as this. Okay, and that means that indicators based on forward chart, it doesn't give us any information. The only thing is based on forward chart, we can look for the internal flat at this chart and this one, because this one is really sharp in relative to this. Okay, now first let me move to daily chart, because we cannot see this one based on forward chart. Ooh, forward chart. All right, okay, now we move to forward chart, and right now we're looking at this. We want to see how deep it can go. That's why, as mentioned, if there is a continuation, maybe we need to look for the 63 cent. We want to see whether there is a breakout of the 63 or not, because if there is, mostly we can look for 40 cent. Okay, but still I want to highlight that if we want to look for trade, if we get a reversal, because even when the price was within this move, we didn't get any reversal. Even that's why based on lower time frame, we mentioned we can look for drop, and this is exactly what we get. But right now, we don't have any trade setup either for buy or sell. We have to wait. We don't need to jump in, and this is what we get. All right, and as we mentioned, the price can drop. Now we want to see whether we can get the reversal. If we want to put this one as a correction relative to this, that means still we can expect this one drop some more. But right now we need to see the 63 cent. Okay. Anyway, as I mentioned, we don't have any trade set up, either for buy or sell. And still we can expect the price to give us a correction for one more drop, similar to any of this. And even we need to know that there is a possibility of the breakout of the 63 cent. It doesn't mean the price cannot break 63 cent. Still it can. But the best is if it doesn't, because if we want to look for reversal, the best thing is if the price cannot doesn't really test the break the 63 cent. And if we move to 53 cent, this is what we're looking for. With the breakout of the 63, because based on 4 daily chart, we mentioned about the 63 and 40 cent. Okay, but right now, after the breakout of the 63, we need to really care about this 53 cent. I had this line for a long time. Okay, anyway, we want to see how it does mean based on a 1 hour chart. This is the zone we're looking for. We want to see whether the price can drop to this zone, and then from there we see whether there is a kind of reversal or not. That's why I was keep highlighting based on 63 cent. Okay, why? But what we have right now, okay, just give me a second, since something wrong here. All right, now we want to see how we can look for trade. As I mentioned, we don't have any trade setup, and we don't have any reason to jump in either buy or sell. The best thing is we wait, and if we get the correction similar to any of this, still we can look for sell, but we need to be careful. Any sell is a really short term. Even if the price give us a one more drop, there is a continuation, suddenly we see the reversal, and even we see the divergence. And anyway, in this analysis, we don't have any trade setup. The only thing is we have to wait to see the correction. And for long term, if we see the reversal, we can look for any sell from now is a short term. Okay. Now, and second things I need to highlight, we shouldn't trade either buy or sell video trade setup. Simply, we cannot jump in, even if we have to wait to see the correction before we take the trade. And in this case, we just follow the chart. If we see any reversal, maybe from now we can look consider for buy, because already we have this correction and we get the first and the last and the divergence. Even if we get the reversal now, may this is not the one is going to retest the top. May just give a reversal similar to what we get here, and even after that the price drop. But from now, if we get opportunity to look for buy, any buy we will take it. It can give us better trade in terms of the risk and reward. But the only things again I need to mention, this drop is not in term of the length and time is not match. That's why we have to see the some maybe the price can drop some drop a bit more even we are looking for this zone. Anyway, we don't have any trade setup, we just follow the chart. I try to highlight what we're looking for. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.